Let me read to you what Awolowo said. I spoke and recounted some of the doings of Dr. Azikiwe, which amounted to a breach of faith on his part with the movement and a deliberate subversion of its ideals. It appeared to me most strange and utterly indefensible that a person with Zeke's education and professed political beliefs should seek, by subtle devices, to destroy the only nationalist organization in the country simply because, as he had just said, of personal differences between him and some members of the movement. Essentially what he's saying is this: Zeke had issues with certain members of the movement, then Zeke decided to destroy the movement. And he did succeed. Eventually he did. Why do you think we speak the way we do? Because the people that want to destroy something, the plan for them is not to build anything. There's certain people that they don't really... There's a saying in Yoruba language, Adete o le fun wara, ṣùgbọ́n lè dá wàrà nù. That's what you see in the way certain people play politics. Wọn ò lè dá nǹkan kọ́, ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n lè bíwó. And that's why Yorùbá sọ pé onílù ni ò fẹ́ kí ló tú. You have to speak up about your space, because àwọn tó ń ṣe òṣìṣẹ́ adẹ́tẹ̀ tó bá wó tán, wọn ò ní fún mi, tó bá dá wàrà nù tán, ìwọ ló máa dùn, kò lè dùn òun torí òun kọ́ ló fún. Alright? So you join movements, you insert yourself, and then you have personal issues with people, which is normal in any organization, right? But no, you're going to take that out on the whole, on the collective, because of your ego that has been bruised. That happened. It still happens. Anyway, it says here, this is still Papa Awolowo. I felt sure, I added, that the man had some ulterior motives for his conduct. I urged that he should be expelled that night. If we continued to harbor him in the movement, he would eventually destroy it. That is not the temper of this meeting, Comrade Awolowo, said a number of voices, and in reply I said, what then is the temper of the meeting? Condoning indiscipline and disloyalty, I strongly press for the expulsion of this man before it grows too monstrous for us to cope with. I wish they listened to him, but they did not listen to him. So we had Chief Kashima also speaking to criticize Azikiwe, but there was another person who criticized him that I felt I should read part of what he said. And the person, of course, is Chief Adeola Odutola, who was the Ogbeni Oja of Ijebu. He says here, in fact, this is Awolowo talking now. Senator Odutola also spoke. He opined that all the confusion and tribal hates that were then rearing their heads in the country were the products of Dr. Azikiwe's new Africa. During the days of our old Africa, Chief Odutola remarked, the Ibos and Yorubas lived together as Nigerians. It seems to me, therefore, that the remedy for the present troubles is this. Azikiwe has brought his new Africa from America. He should return it there either by post or by taking it back there personally. If need be, his passage to and fro should be paid by the movement. But mark this, he concluded, unless this Azikiwe's brand of New Africa is done away with, there will be no harmony in this country. If you want to understand Azikiwe's idea of New Africa, please read that book that was published. He published that book in 1937, Renaissance Africa. And the long and short of the Turenchi in that book is that we should all be one. There will be no differences amongst all of us. We all rise as one Africa. However, that same person is also talking about the greatness of his own ethnic group, which means what he really wanted was to flatten the curve, remove anything that makes you unique, so you have one lump sum, one whole, right? But it has to be formed in his own identity, in the image and likeness of Zeke himself. Let's continue. Yeah, so the New Africa, the idea basically was to have a situation where we're all the same. You see what you hear? You see here that thing today. You see here that rhetoric today. Is it not one Nigeria? A new Nigeria is possible. See, one day, and maybe we'll do it in this series. We'll look at we'll compare and contrast Azikiwe and Peter Obi, Zikism and obedient movement, New Africa and New Nigeria. You will do the comparison, then you see that whatever we are seeing right now, this is deja vu, Otisheleri, has happened before. I can assure you it has happened before. The victimhood thing too has happened before. There's nothing new. was Solomon who said there's nothing new under the heavens. If anything is new to you, it's because you are new under the heavens. There's nothing new. What is Sherry? Anyway, so what are they saying? There'll be New Africa, we're all the same. But in his mind, in that sameness, the group that must lead everybody must be his own ethnic group. This much is codified even in their own books. Yesterday, I decided to read an old book. It's a book by a man called Dr. Ayondele. The book is called The Educated Elite. And everything I said about the letter that was written, that was signed by Mbadiwe and Mbanugo, is in that book as well. In the chapter called Windsowers. I think it's page 125. We're going to have sessions on this. I'm going to read it out. You will see what is happening, and then again, not so that you can hate anybody, but so you understand, and then you respond appropriately.